Hello, guys. In this, sorry, hello, everyone. So, this is a tutorial, or you could say a walkthrough with me, where I will be working on this sample data engineering project that I created. We're gonna work on it side by side. This is my first time actually trying to do this project that I created. Let's see how it goes. I hope it's fun and you get to learn a lot. So in this project, right, this is a project we're gonna try to do uh, with Azure in Azure data engineering with Azure data engineering tools. So this is actually a very common project, you could say use case that you will see in any data engineering job. So it's a classical project or classical use case where we are given a data set that we need to create a uh, implement a full load and incremental load. So this is typical data engineering project as you are moving data from you know, one or more source systems to a target system. So a brief description of the project is that we're gonna have imagine you're working for a health system where they have a relational database, in this case like Oracle database, and however, we cannot just directly use our ETL tool like Data Factory to connect to this Oracle database directly and pull from it. However, we are required to read the data from a change data capture uh, output. So basically, what happens is if you don't know, you should look it up. This change data capture to, in this case, click replicate, is used to read the transaction logs from a relational database and basically write the data as a log stream into any target, right? Let's see, in this case, it could be target could be a relational database, or it could be some files, file system. In this case, I just use a CSV file to keep it simple. So I'm gonna just go ahead and download this CSV. Oh, I don't even need to download it. It's showing right here. So in this case, I have the ID as one and the name uh, and the name and the weight. So in this case, actually, let me just make sure. Okay. Okay, I think I messed up something here. The one, John, I guess John should be the one, the full load. So the full load, the ID got messed up. The James should be two. The other guy should be three. I think Mary should be three. So yeah, I messed up the ID. So I would say we could change this right now because that was a mistake. Should be the ID should be correct. The one is for John, 2 is for James, 3 is for Mary. So this ID column is similar to your primary key. The name is like your business key, and the weight is just a fact, like a numerical value that will change as the record gets updated. So we commit this change, we save it. So we save it here. And if you look at the incremental load, so this is what I was talking about, where as the data changes, right? So you have John, right? The record John is changing, uh, every hour. Obviously, this is fictitious, but the point is that let's say you're in a hospital and you're checking the person's weight every time they come in to get their checkup. So it's on a different date and the same John, but his weight is changing. And in the live transaction system, these value gets overwritten. You only have one record for John. However, in chain data capture, it's gonna create a, you could say, an audit trail, or a transaction history, basically where it's showing you, it's created a brand new record for each change, telling you what kind of action it is. So in this case, I had an update, I had another update, I had a delete, sorry, another update on James, I had a delete on Mary, and insert of a new record for James. So these are the different transactions that can happen, either an update, insert, or delete. So I hope this makes sense. I mean, I can have a different video for that, but the goal is that you have your full load and you have your incremental, and the goal is that once you process the full load and incremental correctly, you're gonna have in your final target table, because in the final target table, we only want to see the latest value. We're not keeping track of history in the target, so we want to see the latest value per business key. So for John, his latest is 195. James, Mary is 150. Oh, we also want to keep the deleted record. So that's something else. We would actually remove this record, but the requirement is to keep the deleted records, but mark it as delete. And Jane, we're gonna keep, we're gonna have it as inside. So let's get it started. Let's work on this. So here in this tab, I have my Azure portal. So brand new Azure portal with my subscription. And first step I want to do, like I suggest here, I want to create a Azure data lake, right? So this, I will dump these files over there. So let's create an Azure data lake right now. So to dump this file over there. So create an Azure data lake. So create. So I call this this subscription. So I need to create a resource group. So resource group, I'll say CDC. Let's say whatever, man. CDC sample. Let's say so. Storage account name. I'll call it CDC demo. It's already taking, I would say, CDC demo sample, maybe. All right, so that's not taking Eastern US, that's fine. Standard. So let's go to next. We want to make sure we don't spend any money. So, so REST API, all the stuff, default, that is fine. We don't really. Here is one thing I would do differently. I would check the enable hierarchical namespace. This will help me for capturing you know, the folder structures, like just like you have it in a file system. Uh, you will see the importance of this. You could Google it, but this is important to keep your data lake in a file structure similar to the Windows. So enable all networks. I don't really need to, protect the data. It's a demo. All these things, just click next, next, next. Yeah, so right now I can create it. Let's see, it's gonna take some time and it can create. While it's creating, I can go ahead and look at the creating provisioning a data factory. That's the next thing I need, right? Need to create a data factory, and I need to create an Azure Synapse SQL pool, right? So let's create a data factory. Data factory is goes over here. Let's type data factory. Data factory. By the way, some of these things, when you get into the real job, into the project, they are actually created for you, and you don't have to worry about this. But sometimes, it's good to know about these things because uh, it's important that you get to know the so because eventually one day you might end up creating it for yourself. So I'm just gonna say configure Git later because right now we don't need to do Git for now because of uh, this is a demo. I don't need to do Git. It's a public. Keep it simple. Obviously, some of these settings in the real world, they're not gonna keep it public, but you know because it's a demo, we keep it public. So something is wrong, so I have to go previous step. So I don't need the tag. So I get some error. So I have to say where something go wrong before. So in the basics, it's already taking. So I have to change this. So let's say I say sample something like this. So let's see if it's easy and create. So that I tried to change the name. It needs to be unique in that region, I guess. So let's create that. So is this recording? Okay. 1 second. Let me